This is the story of the complete noob builder who knew nothing but how to build shit houses and dirt huts in Minecraft. No. I was not that bad. But yes, not any good either. Just like how I am at Redstone. But now, it was the goddamn time to change it. But only the building part for now. We will get deeper into Redstone sometime else. I will make another video in detail about all the things that I learned while making this one. So let's get started. Before loading into Minecraft, I wondered what would I even build. Without any ideas, I opened up YouTube and simply searched how to get good at terraforming, which showed me the result: 8 Terraform best practices that will improve your Terraform workflow immediately. So I had to add Minecraft in the search bar. Well, after that, I got a few tutorials and explanation, but the one which caught my eye was Blue Nerd's videos on terraforming. I will link them in the description so you can also watch them later, but only after you have finished watching this one. So, I watched his 2 videos and got to know about many things. So I took all that and all the tips and tricks I learned from watching Hermitcraft for about a year and loaded up Minecraft. Upon loading up Minecraft, I circled back to the question. So I opened my favorite notepad and made a list of the things that I wanna get better at building. The list contained houses, cliffs, trees, and caves. And now that I had everything I needed, I joined my creative world to start building. I found the optimal place as soon as I joined the world and started setting up the initials. Once that was done, I started thinking about what should I build first. I looked up my list and finally decided to build a wall. I don't know what I'm doing. Please just bear with me. So I actually saw it in the video and thought it would be a great addition to my final build. It's just that my final build will be an addition to the walls now. Anyway, let's get started. I accidentally lost the first timelapse footage. But let me start from where I have the footage from. Well, this is where I got myself to in that video, where I have begun to texture the stairs and walls. I made some irregular walls guarding the pathway to the place where we are soon gonna build a house. Though they might be pretty easily breached, the only purpose of these walls is aesthetics. So it obviously doesn't matter. Once I was done with walls and stairs, I started building the things that I am gonna improve later on. So I first made a placeholder house, which I am obviously gonna destroy later, with a farm on the side and a small waterfall on the other. And this is how it all turned out. Now that I had the blueprint on which I was gonna build on, I started terraforming the land, smoothing it all out for the ease of eyes. It was not an easy process though. As it was my first time, I had plenty of difficulties doing this. One of them being not having enough space around the land, which almost made me change the location and rebuild everything from scratch. But you know, I'm too lazy for that. So I just removed the excessive patches of land and made new boundaries for smoothing. Once that was done, I did the smoothing again for the whole place and made sure that there are no 2-block high steps in the field, which really made the landscape look good after a while. After that, I filled a small patch with water and dug it deeper to make it look a bit natural. I added some stone type blocks around it and textured the insides of the pond with sand and coarse dirt. After that, I added some greenery to it with leaves, grass, flowers, and etc. I realized it during editing that I might have gone a bit overboard with greenery in this whole video, but it did make it look good, though I would suggest to always maintain a balance as anything too much would ruin the build. Now let us continue ahead. After that, I added some fences, tall flowers, and buttons as stone pebbles around to finish this side. And this is how it all turned out. Also, I added some sheep and cows caged in fences with some greenery around to add some life to the build. And now that I had a pond, it clicked in my mind that I can have a small cliff on its side too. So I dug a patch and increased the height of the land by just a small bit. After that, I tried a few variations on the look of the cliff, which I really couldn't get right for a long time. But I just went with the flow and it really started to look good after texturing and replacing the floor from stone to grass. After smoothing the land above, I started adding fences as roots, vines, buttons and some greenery to blend it with the pond. And this is how it looks with RTX on. Just kidding, I don't have an RTX. I will link the shaders in the description. Let's move on. After the cliff, I started working on the things of the list from easy to tough. So I began to work on the cave. This time I completely made this from my imagination and memory, without looking at any reference images or tutorials. I had plenty of trouble at first getting the outer part right. I know this is something really basic, but this was really my first time building a cave or a mine. So doing it without any reference was a challenge for me. Anyways, I got some confidence once I started to texture the cave from the inside. I added some leaves, lanterns hanging on the fences to light up the place, and some coarse dirt to show the traces of digging, and later added them on outside as well to represent some residual dirt which got out of the mine while digging deeper, and fences outside to show that they are supporting the outer structure of the cave. And for finishing, I added some stone brick, slabs and buttons around the whole place with some greenery to blend it all in. And this is how the cave looks now. Looks pretty to me. Once I was done with the cave, I added another wheat farm for aesthetics and started adding greenery to the whole place to blend into each other. I edited the land near the house to make some space for the later bigger house and lit up the place with lanterns. You can see how it all turned out. Next up on the list, we had another cliff, and now that I had already made one, I won't make this part too long. It was really easy to pull off the look of it, but I was really dissatisfied with the shape of the land and water body below the cliff. So I tried some things here and there and it started to look better. By the way, can somebody please explain why so many villagers have started to hang out around my place? I mean, just look at this. Anyway, let's continue ahead. Next up, and the most complex one, the tree. I really have no idea on different kinds of trees, so don't troll me in the comment section, okay? Building a custom tree was the first time for me, just like anything else in this list, except the house. I started with the trunk, following the advice of Good Times with Scar on making a tree which I saw in an Hermitcraft episode where he was teaching Mumbo. Yes, this is me obsessing over Hermitcraft. So I made the tree thicker at the bottom for better support and continued upwards. So getting the branch structure was kind of painful, but I had to do it. This time I had watched a few tutorials like one from Gemini on trees and made the leaves have a bit of empty spaces in between them to make them look a bit fluffy. I mixed up two types of leaves, oak and spruce, to add some more texture, and let me be honest, adding leaves was the most confusing and painful out of all the builds in this video. Anyway, I added a little puddle next to the tree and gone back to adding the leaves. It took way longer than expected. Once I felt that the shape of the tree looks natural enough, I added some fences as branch and some vines here and there. With some fallen leaves around and stone brick slabs to blend it all in, I spread some coarse dirt and poppy flowers to finalize the tree. I seriously didn't expect it to look so good. I caught a cold yesterday and now my voice will sound like this for the rest of the video. I will try my best to not make it a hindrance though. Hope you enjoy. Now time for the last objective of the video. The final item in the list. The house. The way I always make a house in Minecraft is really simple and too common among beginners. But I wanted to rise higher now and be at least among the intermediate level builders out there in the community. I realized that going on a whim and just imagination won't cut it out this time. So I looked up on real life references as well as Minecraft ones and chose to make a small version of this reference image that I got on the internet. Once I had the idea in mind, I started improvising on it. At first, I thought I could just improve the existing house, but then I decided that it's better to just completely destroy it and build a better one. I tried a few variations on the frame of the build, from which I was just not getting the vibe in a lot of tries. But making it a bit smaller and the roof longer worked for me, as I went for a smallish medieval house theme this time. I thought having different blocks would look good to add some complexity, and it really did work to a certain degree.
Having a segment in stone and another in wood kinda looked good to me. I tried a few variations of the attic wall, or whatever you call it, and went for the stone type approach this time. After that, I went in to get the interior structure done and quickly went out to texture the stone walls on the front. I made some changes on the insides and changed some walls from wood to stone bricks. I got out to work more on the attic walls and made a lot of sharp edges smoother with the help of stairs and slabs. Adding stairs on the pillar made the house look really strong and bulky, which I really liked, so I added some stairs all around the build and some more pillars for bulkiness, and also some spruce trapdoors along with fences just for the sake of decorations here and there. And with that, I was done. I did some texturing on the roof and added the general interior to the house and some animals all around the build behind the scenes while recording for the cinematics. Anyways, let's load them up. Well, I know those weren't the smoothest cinematics, but yeah, I tried my best. Anyway, a few things that I wanna say before ending the video is that I know the builds in this video are not the best, and yes, not even close to the skills you guys might have out there. But yes, this video was all about me learning and trying to be a better builder than before. I would really appreciate your tips and reviews in the comments. And if you guys want a short summarized video on all the little tricks that I learned while making this video, then tell me that as well in the comment section. I really hope you liked the video, and I know I am not very consistent with videos right now. But I will now try my best to upload more videos like this in short periods of time. So please subscribe to my channel to give me some more hope on my YouTube career.